We all know it. Pain just sucks. But is there a way to turn this negative sensation into something that could be considered a good thing? Well, in this week's Outgain Your Pain video, we'll cover ways that you can begin to build a better relationship with your pain. Sometimes the way we look at our pain can actually change how we feel. For example, if you view your pain as this terrible, lurking creature waiting in the weeds just buying its time to attack you, it can often lead to a much stronger and more painful sensation. On the other hand, if you view your pain as just physiological process of your body just, trying to protect you, it can often lead to a much less intense and less overall painful experience. What we need to do is seek to understand why we feel pain. By understanding pain and its purpose, you'll be able to view pain in a different light, which will eventually start changing the pain itself. See, pain is produced by our bodies to help keep us safe. It just does a little too good of a job of doing that at times. And here's the thing, your brain and body don't necessarily view pain as a bad thing. It views it as something that's necessary to create in order to protect you. Moreover, it goes to great lengths to produce pain because, ironically, it thinks it's doing you a favor. So the more you fight against the pain and try to avoid it, the more it fights back at you. Because your brain and body think that's exactly what you need. This is why these thinking away the pain strategies don't often work. For one thing, pain is so complex. And with so many moving parts that something as simple as, well, just don't think about it, doesn't tend to work. And on the other hand, the more you attempt to think it away, the more you're fighting against your body trying to protect you. So what does the body do when you're trying to fight against it? Well, that's right. It comes back a little bit stronger. You may be thinking, well, Wes, what do I do about it then? And to answer that, I'll offer you a helpful analogy. Sometimes it's best to think of pain as an annoying little brother. Imagine you have this, annoying little brother running around doing his best job to get under your skin. Whether it's poking you or pulling your hair or screaming at you, your little brother is doing his best work to be literally as annoying as possible. If you've been in this situation before, you know the more you fight against your little brother, the more he fights against you. So, what's the best way to stop him? How do we make this little guy go away? Well, one of the best things to do is you accept that he's being annoying and you continue throughout your day. You acknowledge that he's there and is acting a little bit, of a nuisance, but you do your best to almost ignore him. Over time, he becomes less bothersome since you're not playing into his little games and will eventually become a little less annoying overall. Now, does this acceptance take away your brother entirely? Well, no. He's still there, but now he has less grip on your attention and of your life. So with all that said, we want to avoid of thinking pain as our enemy. Because when we have an enemy, what do? Well, we fight it. And all the challenging things about fighting your pain is that the relationship with your pain tends to turn a little bit sour. Well, this brings us to one of the best techniques you can use to start improving the relationship with your pain. It's something we like to call ACT. And ACT is an acronym that stands for Acceptance and Commitment Therapy. And although it has a bit of a weird name, it can be quite helpful. The core principle of acceptance and commitment therapy is accepting where you are in your pain process, but also accepting that you're going to get better as time goes on. Because here's the thing. Our brains will try to sidetrack us by throwing a lot of negative thoughts and feelings our way. Thoughts like, I'm never going to get better, or I'm always going to hurt, or even there's no hope for someone like me. And the worst part yet is that these thoughts and beliefs happen automatically outside of our conscious control. They're like that annoying little brother we talked about earlier who seems to come out of nowhere just to get in your way. And here's the other thing. We as humans have this belief that if we feel or think something, especially if it's negative, it must be true. And when we think something is true, we start to identify with these negative thoughts and feelings and start to believe them even further. And really, that is the absolute last thing we want to do. Because when you believe these thoughts, you start to form what we like to call a self fulfilling prophecy. which pretty much means that the things you believe begin to change the way you behave, act, and feel. For example, if you feel like you're never going to get better, then chances are, well, you probably won't. And that's not to say if you feel like you're going to get better, you'll automatically feel better. We all wish it was that easy. But thinking and believing that you at least have a possibility of feeling better opens that door for it to happen. So, what do we do about this? Well, what we need to do is start looking at our pain and our negative thoughts as exactly what they are, a way for your brain to try to protect you. When those thoughts and pain come into play, start questioning them. Ask yourself, is this really helpful? Is this really true? Or is this just my body trying to protect me? Because when you have increased pain, it's just your brain really trying to protect you. So when your thoughts and pain keep wearing you down, you can say, thanks, brain, but I don't need those right now. I want to be careful here. This does not mean that the pain will just automatically go away by doing this. No, this isn't some magical mantra you can say out loud and make everything negative go away. This is just one simple technique you can use throughout your life. You can think of it as just a necessary stepping stone that helps set the stage to living life in less pain. Not to mention, this is a skill. It's not something you'll be good at the first time you try it. But by learning the skill and learning how to employ it in your life, it will start to take power away from the pain and begin to lower its intensity. But that'll do it for today's video. Try some of these techniques of questioning your pain and thoughts throughout the day. It'll feel a little awkward at first, but like any skill, it'll get easier over time. If you want to learn more formal teachings and learn even more techniques, feel free to check out our website at www.newframeyourpain.com. But that's all for now. Take care.